Switch to Martin. Now Guido. That's it long range. He's got it. This first in a Loyal jersey. 1-0 San Diego.
Stadium in San Diego. It has been a sellout the last few days. Loyal SC ready to kick off this season.
Drew actually got a hand on it, and this one will go high and up it is! One more time!
Torero Stadium in San Diego. Professional soccer has finally arrived.
All right. Well, welcome in. We are live on Matchday Live here on the SD Loyal YouTube channel. He's Jordan Caruth. I am Darren Smith. Thank you for making us part of your Saturday evening. Jordan, nice to see you again.
What's up, Darren? Where are we? What's happening? This is completely different for us.
Yeah, this is totally different. Absolutely right. As we are in a part of town here that I didn't even know existed. We are in Middletown, San Diego. Some might call it Mission Hills. Some might refer to it as Little Italy. But we are at Shakespeare's Pub, the home of champions, Jordan Caruth. That's where we are here tonight. It's Matchday Live. We're getting set for San Diego Loyal back out in Chandler, Arizona to take on Phoenix Rising. It's Matchday number 6 here for SD Loyal tonight.
Yeah, for the first time, we get to say San Diego coming off a victory. That's very exciting coming into this one. I've had a lot of very good memories inside this establishment. You mentioned it is a place for champions. It is home of the San Diego Blues, the Chelsea supporters group in San Diego, celebrating a Champions League final just a week ago. What a weekend that was. We celebrated, popped some champagne, which I believe we can see champagne still dripping from the roof here, which is nice. Shakespeare's is a great spot. I think Manchester United fans love showing up to this place as well. And of course, Loyal fans going to love showing up to this place, drinking beer. We're going with the black and tan right now, getting ready for this one. Darren's on to water. He is pacing himself. We have a long match ahead of ourselves, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I noticed one thing. I know we have a lot to get to. The starting 11 is out. Loyal have tweeted it. They have posted it on Instagram. I don't know if you know this, Darren, but since we are here at Shakespeare's, they offer something that has not been offered to us this entire season so far. Do you know what that is?
That has not been offered to us so far. No.
It is an eating challenge.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get into it.
It is the Great White Whale Challenge. Single-handedly, 45 minutes. This is the challenge here at Shakespeare's. I wonder if you would be able to do this. I know I would not be able to. You're not allowed to leave your seat. You would be by yourself. You can finish a supersized version of their signature fish and chips. That consists of a 2-pound fillet of battered cod. 2 pounds.
2 pounds.
And then 2 additional pounds of proper chips and a side of peas. So that is the Great White Whale Challenge. If you're able to complete it in 45 minutes or less, you win a t-shirt and you don't have to pay for the meal. If you don't complete it, it's going to cost you nearly $40. That's the setup here at Shakespeare's. Do you think you could do that? 2 pounds of fried cod, 2 pounds of proper chips, and the side of peas.
I honestly, I can say this in all sincerity. You had me at the cod, you had me at the chips, but once you said the peas, dude, I'm tapping out of that. That is not for me. The peas is a deal breaker. So I would say absolutely not. Bring on the cod, bring on the chips, bring on the fish and chips. They have amazing fish and chips here at Shakespeare's. We've been here before when it wasn't even light out. We've been here. This place opens up before it's even dawn in San Diego. One of the great soccer pubs that we have here in San Diego. So many of you know Shakespeare's. Hopefully you've been here. If not, hey, why not join us? Maybe you can get a free meal here tonight. All you have to do is eat 5 pounds of food.
That's all you have to do. And a side of peas. I'm with you. I think I could be able to do everything. The chips, the fish. I hate peas. Like, I really hate peas. So.
Even talking about peas is making me a little nauseous. Like, my mouth's starting to water in the worst possible way like that. Like, let's just move on. Let's start talking about Phoenix Rising and SD Loyal tonight.
Yeah, we could do that. I'm looking at the comments. People want to know, where is Alejandro Guido? That's one of the big stories tonight. There are several stories to chat about. We're going to chat about Alejandro Guido, Corey Herzog getting his first start. in the last couple matches. Herzog coming off the bench, scoring the winner last week. And our first start for Miguel Berry. I think that's one of our big storylines as well. But Darren, San Diego coming off a win from last week. It's the first one of the season. Landon Donovan, not the head coach in that one. It was Nate Miller. You still had the chance to chat with Landon Donovan on your radio show this week on 1360. What did you learn from the head coach?
Well, I mean, I think he sort of echoed what you and I were saying post-match last week on Matchday Live, which was, how about that energy? How about that amazing environment that we all got to experience last week at Torero Stadium, Jordan? And that's the first time any San Diego Loyal fan has ever had the opportunity to see at home Loyal actually win a match. We remember how magical March 7th of 2020 was. It was an amazing night, just packing in over 6,000 people in a Torero Stadium. But there was a little bit of a, let me look around here a little bit. Let me take in this environment. It was a 1-1 draw. And then we went behind closed doors. Obviously, the pandemic changed everything for the previous 14 months. So we'd be back in the building. Landon Donovan really thought that the fans carried them, that the fans really were a huge element in the match, and that if not for the fans being in Torero Stadium, even 2,100 plus, which is what, a third of what we would normally expect to see coming up here, let's say on June 19th, he felt like that would have been a 1-1 draw, probably at best. So he gave a ton of credit to the supporters groups, to the fans that were in the stands on Saturday night. And he also reminded us that even though a lot of the same players are on SD Loyal, the same team is going back into Chandler, where they got their pants pulled down and they got spanked pretty good on April 30th. It's a different team. That night, there were 6 debutants in the SD Loyal lineup, 6 players who had never played for SD Loyal before. Now they've got 5 matches under their belts. It should be a much different result, much different energy. So he was really looking forward to this tonight in Phoenix. You mentioned Guido. Obviously, it's a huge loss not having him in the starting 11 and not having him in the 18. But he really did. Landon felt like this was going to be a much different match, much different feel. No guarantees. You're going up against a juggernaut here in Phoenix Rising, and they are off to a tremendous start yet again. This is a club that comes in every season with championship expectations, right? We talk about playoff aspirations here. They have championship expectations. They're led by some tremendous players who we'll talk about, but he felt like, hey, our group has come together a little bit. We got the first win under our belt. Let's go back into Phoenix here. Let's see what we can do this time. It should be a much different looking match than what we saw on April 30th, where SD Loyal just got trounced, outshot 25-3, 11-1 on target. It'll be different tonight.
It will be. It's going to be a little bit different. Our stat man, Sean Kelly, in the chat right now reminding us that the stadium is going to look a little bit different as well in Chandler. We saw the debut of that stadium, the opening of that stadium, but we saw it with limited capacity. That changes tonight, 100% capacity in Chandler. We're very excited to be in San Diego after our trip to Chandler. We will say that. We had fun on our trip, but San Diego, it's a much better broadcast location for us. But that's the difference. You're going to have 100% capacity. I think the crowd, even at a limited capacity, played an impact for Phoenix in that opener, specifically with Trey Muse in net. So what will the impact be of 100%? We'll see. It's as Sean points out in the comments, that this could be the largest crowd that San Diego Loyal have ever played in front of. So depending on how many people show up, if they get north of 10,000, which I think is the expectation, the expectation at least in that season opener was, I remember the conversation, if the stadium allowed it, they could have been well over 20,000. So this is a team that definitely has a lot of support there in Chandler and the Phoenix area. And we'll see how many show up tonight, but they are expecting more than 10,000. It's going to be a large crowd against San Diego.
Yeah, and they reminded their fans, too, make sure that you hydrate. They were putting that out there on social media all day because it's going to be a hot one here tonight, Jordan. Temperatures are going to be over 100 degrees in Chandler at the time of kickoff, coming up at 7:30 on Fox 5, on Azteca 33, and also on ESPN+. So it's going to be over 100 degrees. You know that when you go out to the desert. You are getting them here the first week of June. And I know it feels like, gosh, we see Phoenix an awful lot. April 30th tonight, again in 2 weeks, back at Torero Stadium on 619 Day. But it'll be a hot one. And I think this is one where we get to see what the competitive spirit is of this SD Loyal group, because they were embarrassed. That was the worst loss in club history. They'd never allowed 4 goals previously. And think about what happened. We just talked about the shots, being outshot 25-3. Trey Muse ended up equaling a club record for most saves in a match. So if not for him, it could have been much worse. They were totally overwhelmed. It was only 1-0 at the break, but it looked like Phoenix was doing whatever it wanted to do. Tonight, hey, if you get a chance now to go out to redeem yourself a little bit and show your competitive spirit and see what it's like against a club that's at the top of the Pacific standings.
Yeah. Players most notably unavailable due to injury. Stoneman, who was injured against Phoenix in the first week of the season. It sounds like he's getting close to a return. That is good news. That return will not happen tonight, but it does sound like he is close. Alejandro Guido, all we know is it's a lower body injury. That's the official release from San Diego Loyal. Lower body injury, it seems like a hockey injury to me. That's normally how it's described in the NHL. We can guess. I mean, you could come up. I don't know. Guido's not available tonight. Hopefully he's available Wednesday against Orange County. You're going to need him. We saw him playing at a different level last week. It was the best we've seen from Alejandro Guido this season. So clearly it's unfortunate that something happens between that match and now where he is unavailable tonight, because he was looking very, very good against Las Vegas. That's the other thing that I think Loyal fans are thinking about. You can be excited about your first one of the season. You're excited about finally being back at Torero Stadium, but how far do you really want to take a win against Las Vegas? A win against Phoenix sends a completely different message, and that message could be sent tonight. We have to get to a timeout. There are things we need to get to. Standings, what's on tap, plenty to get to here on the pregame show. We can get to standings here before we take our break, because I do want to get to that. San Diego coming off that win, 3 points against Las Vegas. It means Las Vegas still at the bottom of the table. San Diego ahead of them with the 3. Looking at the very top, it's Phoenix. Their only loss of the season comes against a club in the Eastern Conference. That's Tampa Bay. So San Diego tonight looking to be the first team from the West to take points away from Phoenix.
And we know they can do that because we saw what happened last year, right? SD Loyal showed incredible spirit, competitiveness, and results against Phoenix. I know that the final match of the regular season goes down as a loss for forfeit, but we saw what happened in Phoenix last year, and then what we saw at the end of the season at Torero Stadium still sticks in my mind. Miguel Berry was on that squad, so I don't think you're going to find an intimidated group of players heading in there into Wild Horse Pass Stadium tonight, Jordan, a place where, listen, this is how bad it went week 1. Like, even our pre-match show was a disaster. Like, we had issues. Jordan was wearing a sweater. It was 100 degrees. The sun was setting in our eyes. We had Wi-Fi problems. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong for the club, for us. We couldn't find a place to eat or drink afterwards. Didn't even want to entertain the thought of going back out there again. You can have it.
There's no food or drink or internet in Chandler. What do you
amazing.
want from us?
It's absolutely ridiculous. But as you look at the standings, I think it's an important reminder that the next 11 now, we just started a stretch last week against Vegas where it's 12 straight against the Pacific Division. So these mean a little bit more. You're only going to play 4 outside of the division anyway, but it means a little bit more. And you also brought up a good point that there's 3 matches this week. It's tonight against Phoenix in the desert, Wednesday night, short turnaround in Orange County, and then next Saturday night back at home against Los Dos, LA Galaxy 2. So I don't know that does or doesn't have anything to do with Alejandro Guido being available or not being available, but when you're coaching and you're managing, you do have to start thinking about this sort of stuff. 3 matches in 7 days, that's a lot to deal with for players. So you just have to start managing minutes now in a 32-game season.
Yeah, it did not happen very often last year when you're playing less than 20 games. It happened a few times late in the year, but this could potentially be something where you're looking at a schedule, and if you need Guido for 2 on the back end, maybe you give him a night here in Phoenix. So we don't know. We saw what the official release is, but hopefully he's only missing 1 match. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back to Shakespeare's in Middletown, San Diego, Darren.
Yeah, never knew it existed.
No. Darren needs a refill. We'll get to your comments coming up here shortly. We have the starting 11 to show you as well, and an update for the pick to kick. Plenty to get to here on Matchday Live. That's all coming up next.
Your summer starts here. With big savings on a new Toyota, you can go out and do all the things that make summer the best time of the year. But don't miss out on all the fun. See your Toyota dealer and catch a great deal today.
Right now, drive home a stylish new Corolla with a low $199 a month lease. Or you can save big with $1,500 factory cash back.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
At Chosen Foods, we are inspired by the vibrant culinary lifestyle of the Baja Med and, of course, by avocados. From our flagship avocado oil to our family of dressings, mayos, simmer sauces, and guacamoles, the versatility of all Chosen Foods avocado-based products offer you the freedom to be both healthy and creative in the kitchen. Join us in the sun-drenched utopia of Chosen Foods, the avocado. Celebrate it.
During this pandemic, many families are worried about visiting healthcare facilities. I'm Dr. Gail Knight, Rady Children's Senior Vice President and Chief Medical Officer. I'd like to share with you the advice that I give my own family and friends. The best thing that you can do to keep your child healthy is to continue to keep routine appointments like vaccinations and regular checkups. This keeps you, your child, and our community as protected as possible. We are always open, we are here for you, and we are safe.
All right, welcome back to Shakespeare's Pub. He's Jordan Caruth. I'm Darren Smith. You know, Jordan, San Diego Loyal season ticket memberships for the 2021 season, they are on sale. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Members receive priority access. Did you know that?
I did know that.
To the next match coming up on June 12th here at home at Torero Stadium. We keep telling you how much fun we had. It was a blast. You probably wanted to be there. You should be there. But against Los Dos, you can choose between 3 membership levels of benefits. You can get the perks of being a member. Visit sdloyal.com/membership or email tickets@sdloyal.com.
All right, Darren, we have a lot to get to here on the pre-match show. Our opening segment was way too long. We're having too much fun talking about eating challenges. What's on tap? We need to get to what's on tap. It is presented by Stone Brewing. Here is what's happening. San Diego, of course, the featured match. That's why we're all tuned in tonight. But we aren't the only match tonight. We'll keep you updated on the post-match show as well. But there are plenty of games here in our division that will impact the standings that we just showed you last segment. We'll give you the final scores. But some late ones. Orange County not kicking off until 8 o'clock tonight, 7:30 on the other two. So it is a late night for the Western Conference team, specifically in this division. But that is what's on tap, brought to you by Stone Brewing. I think the most notable one, I know we say it in San Diego, but I think if you were to ask someone outside of San Diego, what is the matchup you're most looking forward to tonight in this division, I think most people would circle Phoenix and San Diego.
Yeah, I would say so as well. Orange County's had a little bit of a herky-jerky start to its season in terms of just not playing a ton of matches so far. Up until this point, Jordan, what have they played? I mean, they've played pretty much the fewest amount, only 3 matches compared to 5 for both San Diego Loyal, 5 for Phoenix Rising. Much different results as Loyal comes into the match with a win, no draws, and 4 losses. Phoenix, the mirror image of that, 4 wins, no draw, and a loss, as you mentioned a little bit earlier, to Tampa Bay Rowdies. So yeah, it's been a little bit of a start-stop. So a funky start here for some of the clubs. Oakland Roots, the same situation here. Orange County Soccer Club, but both clubs who we'll see facing off Wednesday night, another Pacific Division matchup, both in action here tonight and both playing away. Orange County playing at Sacramento, which just lost to Phoenix Rising its previous time out.
All right, now let's get to our starting 11 for San Diego. This was published right before we went on for Matchday Live. The starting 11, Trey Muse once again in net. He had a big game against Phoenix in the first one. It wasn't a great result, but he had a very impactful performance. Miguel Berry, one of the differences tonight, San Diego usually win. They don't, well, a couple draws. They do not lose when Miguel Berry is involved. So that is good news. Miguel Berry gets the start. It's his first start of the season. Corey Herzog, Darren, he is starting once again. He must feel very good after scoring the winner coming off the bench, and now he finds himself back in the starting 11. That's a big one tonight.
Well, Jordan, I'm relieved because what Corey told us on Matchday Live, the post-match show, last Saturday night, 1 week ago, was that his nipple was twisted in the pile up there after he scored the game winner, after he opened up his account. So I'm just glad to know that we're not dealing with an upper body injury for Corey Herzog, that he's up for the task and being back in the starting 11 tonight. And you know who
that was friendly fire. That was Sal Zizzo who did that.
That is true. And you mentioned Miguel Berry, his impact on the lineup. I know some of these things at times, they're factually accurate. Maybe they're not exactly cause and effect, but Loyal has never lost when Miguel Berry is on the roster. So we'll see if that streak continues here tonight. In a very difficult place to play, out in the desert, out in Chandler. And you know who had a sneaky good match, who's back in the starting 11 here tonight? Jack Mayer, who was tremendous in his debut. He started as a center back. He obviously teammates with Trey Muse, won 80% of his 50-50 balls, 5 clearances, which equals SD Loyal team record. So he had a tremendous debut. It sort of got overlooked because we were talking about Guido scoring, we were talking about Herzog scoring. But him on that back line, Jordan, I think, that's something to look forward to here tonight. Joshua Yarrow back into the starting 11 as well. So I liked it. And also, just one quick note on Phoenix. We don't normally do Phoenix's or the opposition starting 11, but 2 of the 4 goal scorers that they had on that opening match on April 30th are not available tonight. San Diego Nathan Quinn, he's not in the 18, and also Kevin Lambert has been called up for international duty with the Jamaican national team. So 2 of the 4 goal scorers, not that they don't have a bunch of other goal scorers here, Santi Moar and Solomon Asante and Dadashov. I mean, the Golden Boot runs through freaking Phoenix every single year, it feels like. They've had different guys leading the league in goal scoring. But 2 of those 4 guys here who were in the starting lineup, who scored against Loyal in the opener, they're unavailable tonight. One not with the club, and I don't know what the deal is with Aiden Quinn, but he's not there.
All right, Darren, we have a new sponsor here on Matchday Live. The Tacos for the Win promotion is brought to you by Rubio's Coastal Grill. If San Diego Loyal wins tonight's match, fans will receive 1 free a la carte taco. Just enter coupon code SDLoyal online at rubios.com or in the Rubio's app. Tomorrow, June 6th, get your free taco if San Diego Loyal win tonight against Phoenix. So very, very happy to have Rubio's on board here in San Diego. Seems to make sense. Very San Diego company. So.
First fish taco I ever had, Rubio's.
Really?
Shout out to them. Yeah.
How about that? There
Solid.
you go. You might
Started
have
a trend.
You
Love
might
it.
get a free taco here coming up on June 6th.
So I'm
tomorrow,
going to
Sunday.
drive by on my way home.
Not a bad idea. We have to take a timeout because we have one more segment to go. And when we come back, I'm going to tell you how great I was on the Pick to Kick segment a week ago. That's coming up next on Matchday Live.
It starts off with a little seed. And with a little love from nature, it sprouts to life. And when delicious fresh fruits and veggies are perfect, they are rushed to the home of fresh. Sprouts, where goodness grows.
Want a perfect pair of sunglasses for your every occasion?
What else do we have to get to?
Knockaround Custom
Keys?
Shop. With over 1 million possible combinations, why not get a pair for every you? 8
Pick to
a.m. I
kick,
need a coffee.
and then our
you.
selections.
Clocking a
Who
few
selected
miles.
who?
You.
Oh wait,
Game
I need to do.
Happy camper. You.
Unit
Fun in the
sports?
sun. You.
What's unit
On the slopes. You. Dog days. You.
Oh, it's the perfect.
Happy hour. You.
I'll do the apps coming back.
Seaside
Sure.
Pro Day, You. The Knockaround Custom Shop. You design
30
them.
seconds.
We build them.
I'm not even sure what's happening here, and I know it's fast, but I'm in love with you. We're gonna be together forevs, and I'm gonna keep you looking good, boo. That's why I got you unlimited washes. That's right, we're gonna binge wash, babe. Commit to your car. What are you waiting for?
All right, welcome back to Shakespeare's Pub. Darren Smith, Jordan Caruth. This is Matchday Live, San Diego Loyal. Phoenix Rising coming up at the bottom of the hour on Fox 5, although they are showing a baseball game there. It's in the top of the 8th inning, so it might be a little bit delayed. Trentarites, Azteca, and ESPN Plus. Jordan, stay up to date on everything SD Loyal. Download the San Diego Loyal app to your mobile device. Schedule, roster, latest news, tickets, so much more. Whenever, wherever, it's the San Diego Loyal app, available at the App Store and Google Play. It's a free app as well.
Yes, hopefully this baseball game concludes as soon as possible so they can switch things over on Fox. If you see me kind of shifting my attention towards this way, it's because we have a huge television right in front of us. It will show us San Diego Loyal eventually, as soon as the Dodgers and the Braves are done.
I don't know, Jordan. It's the top of the 8th. I mean, it could be another 40
I could
minutes.
drive down to TJ right now, grab a taco and a beer, and get back here to Shakespeare's in time.
Azteca is your friend tonight.
Yes.
Azteca is your friend.
Azteca is usually your friend. It is time now to get to our Pick to Kick segment. It is brought to you by Yuta Sports. Darren, I feel very good about this game all of a sudden. It took us a few weeks for anyone to get any points in this one. I selected Alejandro Guido last week. That gives me 3 points. And all of a sudden, I'm right there at the top of the leaderboard with you.
Yeah, you're right back in it, Jordan, with 27 matches to go.
Yes,
boy,
it's a young season.
This is going to be quite the stretch run for all of us here in Pick the Kick. Let's just remind everybody how this rolls. 3 points for a goal.
Yes.
1 point for an assist. We try to pick an SD loyal player, and only an SD loyal player, and you know who you are if you're watching here tonight, who's going to have an impact on the match. So as
someone
you can
tried
see,
to select a rising player.
Somebody suggested that Santi Moar should be selected and eligible here in this little contest because after all, he scored in every match of the season so far for Phoenix Rising, 6 straight dating back to last year, but that's not how we roll around
I wonder
here.
what kind of person would know that kind of stat.
I don't know. It sounds very, very in-depth, somebody who spends a lot of time looking into statistics. So we don't play that way around here. We pick loyal players who are going to make an impact in the match here tonight. Jordan, what are you rolling with?
I am going to go out on a limb tonight. I want to go ahead and roll the dice. I felt really good about Alejandro Guido, so I said, let's take a chance this week. I'm going to go with Miguel Berry.
Yes. I like that. I like that pick. I will tell you, I submitted my pick first. I picked Corey Herzog, feeling like the floodgates were going to open up here.
Yeah.
Right? He told us last week he's a volume scorer. When it happens for him, they start coming in bunches.
Plus,
so
he hates Phoenix.
He hates Phoenix, and now he's feeling good, nipples solid. He's ready to go. So I'm going with Corey Herzog. He's back in the starting 11. I will say we're at an English pub. We might be at the premier English pub in San Diego, maybe in Southern California.
So you're going to go Metcalf.
Well, I thought maybe it's sort of shameful that none of us are picking English players, but Chavos, you guys came through. You guys are picking Jack Blake, and the locals tonight, they are also going with Corey Herzog. So you can see Cronin, Shannon, me, locals, we're all on the Corey Herzog bandwagon here tonight, feeling like, hey, the floodgates are open. Here come a bunch of goals. Hopefully for us that's accurate, but I do feel like us being at a proper English pub, maybe one of us should have picked an English player. We got 3 of them started tonight, but
right.
I guess we'll have to do that some other time.
Darren wants you to select an English player, so he's going with Corey Herzog tonight on our Pick to Kick.
Yes.
I'm going with Miguel Berry. I feel like this is a night that I have real potential because I don't know how I'm the only one to select Miguel Berry. Usually Jack Cronin selects Berry. I expected him to select Berry, and I expect him to really select Berry going forward the rest of the season.
I thought I'd be the only person picking Corey.
I thought Shannon McMillan would go Miguel Berry as well. Somehow, some way, I'm the only one with Miguel Berry on tonight's Pick to Kick segment. So when he goes out and scores a brace tonight, I'm going to love getting an updated leaderboard next week. That will be Wednesday, actually, when we're taking on Orange County. We're already out of time.
What?
Can we stay on until like Dodgers Braves, or I guess they don't hold up the match, do they?
I don't think they
Just
do.
because Dodgers Braves are still on
they
television.
do. No, but it should be a fun environment.
Yeah.
You know, we were out there. We saw a little bit of what their supporter culture is all about, Los Banditos, and they were tremendous. And you're right. You mentioned it earlier. I thought they rattled Trey Muse a little bit, knocked off some of the communication. It's a different club. It's a different club than it was even 5 weeks ago, Jordan. So we'll have to see the way it plays out. I'm looking forward to Matchday Live, the post-match show here. Hopefully you and I are talking about a result in the desert after taking on the first place club in the Pacific Division. A little bit of a step up in weight class from where we were last week against Las Vegas, but all it took was that one now, and Miguel Ibarra and Miguel Berry to go out there now and carry a little bit of confidence here. Bring it home. Bring it home on what's going to be a really, really crowded, busy week for SD Loyal.
Darren, I am curious, if we were to go ahead and do the eating challenge right now, what do you think we would look like for the post-match show?
Like the 2 of us, one for each of us?
Yeah,
Or
if we
just
each,
you and I?
if you had to
Do you
eat
think
2
we
pounds.
Could split one?
No. 2 pounds of cod, 2 pounds of chips, plus the peas for you. I'll do the same. What do we look like on the post-match show?
I would say that it wouldn't be you and me doing the post-game show.
Right.
It would be this guy over here with the Padre hat on,
Yeah.
and maybe that other guy
Joel
over
McHale
there.
behind
Yeah,
us.
it would be these other 2 guys. These are our backups here tonight. They're our reserve players. So if you and I are not able to answer the bell coming up, Matchday Live, the post-match show, they're the guys that are going to come in here and get it done.
Right, and they're also going to eat the peas on the dish, so
Yeah.
we don't have to. That's really the most important part of it all. All right, halftime, you can check us out on Instagram. We're going to be on the Unnamed Soccer Podcast Instagram account. We'll do a live video. But post-match back here on YouTube, recapping everything that happens in Chandler, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully, Darren, we're going to be chatting with a player or a coach live from Chandler, so that should be a lot of fun on the post-match show. We will chat with you then. You don't have a beverage.
I don't. I ordered one, though, so that's
Cheers
super
to
exciting.
everyone watching. Cheers to you. Let's get 3 points tonight. Matchday Live, post-match show coming up afterwards. We'll chat with you soon.
It's time to get moving with the financial partner that's here for your journey. From small steps to big milestones, USE Credit Union is here for you. With tools to help you bank fast, solutions to help you go far, and a team of dream makers that's ready to help you step forward with confidence. USE Credit Union.